Hello everyone, my name is Peter and I go by the handle Fenceman on ABS Forum, and I'm going to try my hand at making some YouTube videos here. So this is going to be my first attempt. And what I'm going to make a video about is documenting my setup in my bedroom with my Valerion projector. So I've already got most everything set up. You can see I've got a 100-inch Fresnel screen there. That is a Valerion product. It's a very, very high gain screen, but also preserves contrast. It's very, very good for a living room, a bedroom, anything not in the dedicated dark theater. You can see my walls are gray here. So I don't have a dedicated theater in here. I do have one in my basement, which I will show you at some point. But today we're talking about the bedroom. So start out, we've got the Fresnel screen. We've got the Valerion Vision Master Max Projector, and you see I've also got a Pro 2 here. I am actually a beta tester for Valerion, so I've had the Pro 2 for about a year now, and I've had the Max for, probably 2 months now. I had early access to both of these, so I've put in a lot of time with both, and I've got a Max set up in my basement, and I've had the Pro 2 set up in my bedroom here for a long time. So that's the first thing I'd like you to know. I'm not a guy making a promotional video that's putting a projector down, taking a video, and then the projector comes down and I put up the next projector and take that. No, this is my actual real world setup. So I've got the Max, I've got the Fresnel screen. So the only thing that's missing is sound. So what Valerion is sending me is their new Thunderbeats audio system. It's going to be, I think, a 5.1 wireless speaker system. So I've got this set up. I've got the stands already, so that will be the front, right, and left speakers. The center speaker will go there. And I've kind of hidden the rear speakers. There's one there and there's one over there. So that's not exactly an ideal placement for the rear speakers, but as you can see, my bed pushes against the wall, so they can't be behind me, so they're going to be side to side. And while I'm pointing here, I can have those two lamps on and have an amazing picture on this Fresnel screen. It's a light rejecting screen, so it works really, really well. And the other thing I'd like to tell you just real quick is one of the cool features of the Max is lens shift. So you can see I had to place that screen up pretty high to make room for the speakers. So I do have the Max set at a slight angle up, so I do have to use a little bit of keystone, but the fact that I could use vertical lens shift makes the keystone very, very minimal, so I don't have to make a lot of adjustments. So what I've been doing this weekend, I've actually been on vacation all week, and my wife is on vacation with her friends. So I've been watching movies, playing with projectors. I've watched the first two Conjurings on my Valerion Max downstairs in my home theater. And in my home theater, I have a pretty nice sound system, SVS, Emotiva, decent mid-range sound system. They sound great. So what I'm hoping to do today is get these Thunderbeats in, hook them up, and I'll document that. And then I'm going to watch the Conjuring 3 and probably Conjuring 4 in here with the complete Valerion bedroom setup. So I just think it's a really cool thing that Valerion offers so many products. They not only have the projector, they have screens, and now they have the sound system. So you can have this all-in-one, all-inclusive setup within their ecosystem. And we'll see how good they sound. I don't know yet. I'm supposed to get them in today via FedEx, and I'll get them set up, and we'll take a look at them, and then I'll watch the movies, and we'll talk about what I think about them. So stay tuned. Okay, we're back here, and I just received everything I need for the Thunderbeats. Yesterday on Saturday, for some reason, I only received the center bar, which is optional, the center speaker, and now I've got the rest of the setup, and it was a very, very easy setup. Everything is wireless. There's a wireless dongle that plugs into the HDMI eARC port on the back of the Valerion Max, and then everything just plugs into the wall. And you're set to go. So you see I've got the front left, front right, the centers channel. I've got the subwoofer, which I'll find a good place for that. I've just got it next to the bed at this point. And I've got the left and right rear surrounds pointing at me from behind my tables there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to watch a couple of movies. I think I have half of Conjuring 3 left. And if you guys are fans of Conjuring series, there's a lot of bangs and booms and jump scares that are sound related, that if you're just watching it on a TV or on a projector with the built-in sound, you're not going to get that effect that you get when you're watching it with a sound system. So I'm curious how that's going to sound. This is not the best room. My bedroom, it's got some echoes. I might get some noise panels at some point, but I'm really, really excited to finally have a full and complete setup in here. So we're going to watch the second half of The Conjuring 3. We're probably going to watch the Formula One race in a couple of hours, and then maybe I'll watch The Conjuring 4 later and make a video and tell everyone what I think of these things. Right now, they seem very, very cool. It's a very, very professional setup. The stands, the speakers, everything is nice and neat and clean. And I played for a few minutes. I was playing some Straight Outta Compton, and it's got a lot of bass, and it sounds pretty good, but there's also some settings, so I got to make sure I play with those and get everything sounding the way I want it. So I'll be back after I do some tests, but like I said, right now, everything seems very cool. Okay, I'm back now, and I've had a couple of hours, actually 4 hours probably, to play with these speakers, and I gotta say, they are way better than I was expecting. I figured they'd be nice. I figured they'd be a nice little upgrade over the internal speaker from the Max. But wow, this is a legitimate theater system. So everything works amazing. I was thinking there was going to be connectivity issues because you got to realize they're completely wireless. Those three, all the speakers, they're plugged into the wall, but they're all powered wirelessly by this dongle that's in the e-arc port. And I was thinking there was going to be connectivity issues, or maybe, it would be wonky, but no, it works excellent. Everything is perfect. And like I say, I'm amazed at the sound. Couple of things to note. One, these are Atmos speakers. So they have up-firing Atmos speakers, which is kind of the old way of doing things. And I used to have these in my theater when Atmos first came out, because everyone didn't have ceiling speakers installed. So they would put speakers there and bounce the sound off the ceiling to create the Atmos effect. I wasn't expecting much from them, but as I was watching a movie, that speaker back there, I heard from that ceiling there, laying in that position there, which was, I rewound 3 or 4 times. I'm like, am I really hearing actual Atmos effect? And yes, I was. I was really, really amazed. So I watched half of Conjuring 3, and as I stated earlier, the Conjuring movies, you get this visceral, scary feeling that comes from, you have to have the soundtrack. You have to have a good sound system. You can't just be watching it on a TV or a projector speaker. And man, I really got that visceral, the banging, the pounding, everything was amazing. I can't say enough about it. The subwoofer is very powerful, very loud. Again, something I wasn't expecting. I had to put some felt behind this, some felt rubber like furniture things behind this picture here, because it was bouncing off of the wall. I don't know if you could see, but that thing is bounced crooked. I'm gonna have to do something there. So it's very powerful. I'm gonna have to maybe find a better spot for it so it's not in my way when I'm walking, but amazing sound. Again, nothing I was expecting from a subwoofer that size. So I have nothing but good things to say about this whole speaker setup. So I watched, again, half of Conjuring. I watched half of John Wick 2, and you get the gun battle at the end. It's just, I mean, amazing. The bass, everything is really, really good. You get clear separation from all 5 channels. Everything is clear. This is kind of a small center speaker, so I wasn't expecting a lot, but it's crystal clear. It sounds really, really good. It's a huge improvement over just having the speaker from the projector. And even watching the F1 race today, the US Grand Prix, huge upgrade, even though it's just PCM sound and mainly coming from the center speaker. It's a huge upgrade over just watching with the Valerion speaker. The Valerion speaker is fine just for regular TV watching. I've always not had a problem with it, but now it's next level. This is just an amazing setup. I would say anyone can put this in a dedicated theater, a dedicated room, and be very, very happy with it. I again, cannot say enough good about this. It's a long time coming to where we get an actual just wireless surround sound setup that we don't, people don't have to run wires through their walls, and they can, in any room of their house now, you could pick up a projector, which they call these lifestyle projectors. They're really not, they go so far beyond lifestyle projectors. These are genuine home theater projectors. You could pick up that, you could pick up a screen, and you pick up this sound system, and you're set. You have a whole theater, and the projector has all the apps built in. So it's just, like I said, it's great. I tested out all of and the other cool thing is you go to the Disney Plus app and you play the IMAX Enhanced content, and you get DTS:X, which is the big selling point of the IMAX Enhanced. There is one thing that I want to go through and kind of pointer. In their video, they say to set up sound, and they say to set this up as pass-through. That does not work because it will not, and I also want to say the color on this is completely inaccurate. That's just the cell phone. That does not work because the projector will not pass through Atmos. Like when I'm playing something from Plex in Atmos, it will not pass that through. So what you have to do is set that the way I have it here, which is pass-through off, digital audio format auto, and what you end up getting is Dolby MAT is the format. It's supposed to be a lossless format also, and it keeps all the Atmos channels and everything, but it's just not technically transmitted in Atmos. So that's the only thing to be aware of. But other than that, the other cool thing is the remote, the regular Valerion remote controls the speaker, so you don't have to use the separate speaker remote. Other than that, one other thing, there's lights on the speaker, but you could shut them off. And when you go to adjust the volume, they'll come on for a second and then they go off so it doesn't disturb you. So I don't know what else to say about these. I would highly, highly recommend them to anyone looking to set up a theater. I would recommend the entire Valerion ecosystem here. I really, really love their Fresnel Screen there. It really works out well in my bedroom here, which is not perfect. The Valerion Max, amazing brightness, amazing contrast. It works out really well in the bedroom also. I will show you at some point my theater downstairs, which also has a Valerion Max and a complete different sound system. Obviously, these speakers are not going to compete with the big, full-size, heavy-duty speakers I have downstairs, but man, they're a lot closer than I thought. I was just expecting some basic sound, but this is really, really high level. So I would suggest anyone looking for a speaker setup, an all-in-one surround sound speaker setup, this is a very, very good set. So I would recommend anyone check it out. Any questions, please put in the comments.